Hello, my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to come on and do a reading today. The energy feels a little heavy. I think it's probably because of this partial solar eclipse that's happening. It feels very intense to me. So I just kind of wanted to see what you need to hear in regards to love. I'm just going to kind of leave this open to spirit and intuition and see what comes out. So you should know pretty quickly if this is your reading or not. Just keep in mind that I do channel quite a few different collectives, so it's a good idea to use your discernment if this is your reading or not. And all of a sudden I'm getting like phoenix energy. I feel like I'm on fire, so that could be symbolic. So let's shuffle and see what you need to hear today about love. We have breathe, so just breathe. Breathe. It'll all be okay, is what I'm hearing. I feel like I'm on fire right now, so maybe you're going through a bit of phoenix energy, or there's about to be some sort of transformation. Let's see. We have poised, and we have truth be told on the bottom, so there could be some sort of truth coming towards you. Especially with that poised card. You could be, waiting for some sort of truth or communication. All right, so what do you need to hear about love? What did I just say? We have message in a bottle and truth be told. Maybe someone is, with that breathe card, you could be trying to remain centered. Maybe you feel this communication is coming. But with that breathe card, like poised, you're ready for this communication. But with that breathe card, it could be that someone is feeling apprehensive about communicating with you, or maybe there is something that they need to, like, truth be told. And we have this mask here. Interesting. Whoa, that just fell out of my hand. Message in a bottle. All right. And my throat is closing over. Let's see what this is about. What do you need to hear about love today? We have deep knowing and thinker. So it does feel like you have a deep knowing about this connection. You could have a deep knowing that communication will come. Perhaps, again, that breathe card, that poised. You know that it's coming. You have a deep knowing that it's coming. You're ready for it. Perhaps it hasn't come in yet. Very interesting. I just want to look at deep knowing. This could be a very, you could have a very intuitive, like an inner knowing about this connection. 43. There are occasions when you just know deep in your heart that a person is going to play a meaningful role in your life. Someone crosses your path, and suddenly, out of the blue, you're connected at a level impossible to describe. So again, this could be one of those soul connections that it doesn't make logical sense. Like the thinker, it doesn't make logical sense. You just have this inner knowing, this soul contract, and it's so misunderstood. And I know, I hear it all the time, that it's so hard for us to explain this inner knowing, and it's so hard for other people to understand if they've never experienced it. That feeling marks a moment in time etched indelibly into your soul. Someone has entered your life who will be instrumental on your journey, so pay attention. Two hearts are calling. Okay. You know how I just said I was on fire? Now I'm freezing. So hot and cold energy. So you could have been dealing with someone who is hot and cold, inconsistent. Two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. So this is showing me that this is a soul contract, a connection that was meant to help you both evolve and transform and, break your old selves down and be remade in new growth is what I'm hearing. Definitely a soul contract. Could be even divine counterparts, I'm hearing. This is also a sign that your intuition about the person you care about is correct. I'm shivering. Trust your heart to lead you now. Magic is about to happen. I don't know if you can see me, but I'm shivering right now. I just went from hot to cold. Interesting. And now that I was just talking about divine counterparts, but this could be a connection that, again, there could have been hot and cold energy inconsistency, but it also could have been that you came together and you had this deep knowing that this person was going to be an instrumental part of your life. They're meant to be on your path for a reason. And you could have come together and had all of this heat and all of this passion and attraction and magnetic pull. But then almost just as quickly, it could have went cold and you could have went into separation. Oh my goodness, I'm shivering. Oh. All right, let me just take a deep breath. Let me breathe. You know how when you're cold, if you tense up, you just shiver more? So I'm just going to try and relax here. So maybe that also has something to do with it, is somebody just needs to like take a deep breath and relax for a minute. And that could be your person. But so you and this person were meant to align for a reason. All right, so what do you need to know about this connection? What do you need to know about this connection? What do you need to know about this connection? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Go the distance. Oh, this is a tough connection. I understand. I understand that this is a tough connection for you. Go the distance. And you're wondering why. Why did this person come in my life? Why did it happen? You know, you could be questioning that right now, but this card, for me as a reader, and you've probably seen this card before and heard me say this, but this is, to me, this describes a counterpart journey. And we have this cheetah here, which is symbolic of divine masculine energy. And what I find interesting is we have this cheetah darting towards the finish line here. And I'm just thinking about, in the shuffle, we had truth be told, we had breathe, we had poised, and then we had communication. So I definitely feel like there's communication coming where the masks are going to come off. I'll see if that message comes back. I'm just going to wait on that message, Spirit, just for a minute. If it comes back, I'll mention it. So, 47, go the distance. And remember how I just said 2 hearts are calling to begin an alchemical process. You and your person, 2 hearts, 2 souls calling to each other to begin this process of healing. Again, I talked about breaking you down and being remade in new growth. All right, let me read this card to you. It's all making sense. It's all making sense. Endurance, strength, the long haul. Listen to this. You are calling in a relationship that can stand the test of time. And that doesn't mean, again, based on the cards I was seeing in the shuffle, I'm not talking about calling in a person. I'm going to be really honest. I'm not feeling that you're calling in a person who's just going to walk into your life and be perfect, and you'll be perfect, and everything will be perfect, and your relationship will stand the test of time forever and be perfect. That's not what I'm talking about. I feel like this person has already been called into your life in the past. I feel like there's been transformations. I feel like you already know who this is. I feel like you're probably in separation. I'm just looking at these little kitties separated from each other. I just want you to listen, like really listen to this. For better or worse, as you ride the ups and downs and even strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth, you are being redeemed by the power of regeneration, which is exactly what I was hearing. That's exactly what I said when I was talking about two hearts calling to each other to begin that alchemical process where everything that doesn't serve you, all those wounds that have been unhealed, that maybe have laid dormant your entire life, they're being triggered. Strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth. You are being redeemed by the power of regeneration. I feel like you already know who this is. Harmony does not mean there will never be a wrong note played, but that the relationship is marked by endurance and dedication to overall unity. A new song can be written, an instrument can be tuned, and the symphony of love will play on. Listen with your heart. Isn't it magnificent? Listen with your heart. Trust your inner knowing. All right. So we'll see what else comes out, but I'm going to be honest, it feels like there's some sort of message or action coming. All right, what do you need to know about this connection? What do you need to know about this connection? We have chaos and conflict. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what I was saying. It's not like you're calling in this perfect connection that there will never be a wrong note played and everything will be perfect from day one. This is a connection, a soul contract, two hearts calling to each other to begin that alchemical process, which includes chaos and conflict. It includes your old selves, shedding your old selves. So this connection, like I said, it's meant to bring you home to the real you, home on the bottom. It's meant to bring you home to the real you. It's meant to bring you into inner union with yourself. And I feel like there has been chaos and conflict here. 4733 could be symbolic. I'm having a hard time channeling all the messages that are coming through, if I'm being honest. Like, this definitely feels like a connection where there's been ups and downs and you've strained and broken yourself and have regenerated into new growth. Lessons have been being learned. There's been chaos. There's been conflict. There's been tower moments. There's been ups and downs. There's been lessons, is what I'm hearing. You and this person could be very different. I'm feeling called to the fact that this zebra has like a giraffe print on it as well. So 33. Whoops, I'm going the wrong way. So it could also be the fact that truth be told, the mask, it could be that there's also been a bit of stubbornness here. So a little bit of clashing, a little bit of a power struggle. You could have been stubborn in wanting things your way. They could have been stubborn in wanting things their way. You could have been stubborn about really trusting that inner knowing. And it's very common on the counterpart journey to question it. It's very common to fight it. Your ego tries to fight it. Your logical mind tries to fight it. But deep inside, your inner knowing knows what's happening. Again, two souls calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. And it could be that whoever you're connected to is quite stubborn. Maybe they were stubborn to awaken to this connection, or they could have been in denial of this connection. Again, there could have been a lot of conflict. There could have been butting heads, clashing perspectives. Stubbornness is keeping you in a state of opposition. The incessant need to be right will only serve to prolong the conflict that deep down you want resolved. So there could have been a lot of pride and ego here. And I'm not blaming you. I'm not blaming them. I always say it's both sides. There's things on both sides. It's never just one person. But you could resonate with, like, you could have been dealing with someone who always wanted to be right, for example. And that's distorted masculine energy, the need to be right, the need to prove one's point. And that's distorted masculine energy. And it can also come from a place of trauma. And I talked about it in a reading I did the other day, where sometimes if you grew up in a household where you felt unheard, or you didn't have your needs met, a trauma response can be over-explaining yourself, trying to prove your point, trying to get your point across. Again, I'm not saying it was all you. I'm not saying it was all them. This is about two souls calling to each other to heal these things out. There is an opportune moment to learn about your values, your sense of self, and what is really important to you. So this connection was meant to help you both learn about your values, to help you both learn about your sense of self, not your ego, not your programming, not your trauma is what I'm hearing, but your true self, your higher self. This connection was meant to bring you home to the real you. 50, Hierophant energy. 5, soul contract. Some things are non-negotiable. If that's true, it's not necessary to fight. Can you find a way through stormy emotions to higher ground? Soon the air will clear and you will be in a much better place than before, for the storm will have passed, blazing a path for new growth in its wake. Things can become electric and enlightened, always better than before, if you use this time constructively. And I'm hearing if you use this period of separation constructively. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. And the period of separation is meant for growth. It's meant for transformation. It's meant for self-reflection. It's meant for coming into inner union with yourself, I'm hearing. And a lot of people, when there's tension and conflict, they have that self-limited belief or that programmed belief that it must just not be meant to be. But there's a lesson in it. What is the lesson in it? If you use this time constructively to see the lesson, what is this person, how are they triggering you? And it's not about, like, I'm thinking about the soulmate card in this deck. It's not, why did they do this to me? It's what is the lesson in it? What are they triggering within me that I need to heal myself? I hope that makes sense. I feel like to the right people, it'll make sense. All right. So let's get another one. What do we need to know about this connection, Spirit? What do we need to know about this connection? Tick-tock. Divine timing. So it'll happen in perfect timing. We have peace. We have time for a nap and new life. So this is, again, this is just reinforcing what I'm saying. Time for a nap. There needed to be a separation so that you could both work on yourselves. It's breathing new life into this connection. The fact that we have a fox here, this separation could have been needed because there was some fox tendencies. And what I mean by that is on the Lenormand, or on that, in a lot of decks, the fox talks about like deception and deceit and sly and cunning and, you know, maybe some more not so desirable qualities. And then we have new life. These came out together. So this time for a nap, this separation, again, society will tell us, oh, you broke up, just wasn't meant to be. An X is an X for a reason. But I am a firm believer that these separations breathe new life and make it possible for a new beginning. Sometimes this chaos and conflict, you and this person could have been trying to make it work, trying to make it work, trying to make it work, butting heads, butting heads, butting heads. And by separating, by allowing that tower to fall, and by separating, it allows the dust to settle. It allows for anything that's not aligned to dissipate and be removed. It allows for, again, the dust to settle, the air to clear, for both of you to gain clarity and to breathe new life into this connection. And one of the things that I'm noticing is on that truth be told, there was a mask. So you and this person could have both been wearing a mask in the past. You know, maybe you weren't sure of who your authentic selves were. The fox in that animal deck that I used, there goes my throat again. The fox in that animal deck I use in reverse, it talks about unsure of identity. So I feel like when you and this person came together, you didn't know who you were. You were wounded beings. You could have both been masking. You could have both been afraid to be your authentic selves. And the separation has allowed you again to come home to the real you. It's breathing new life into this chaotic situation. And again, this is a connection where two hearts, two souls were calling to each other to begin this transformation and alchemical process. And this is, again, a connection where strain, break yourself, and are remade in new growth. You're regenerating. You're both being born anew, new life. And we have peace. So there's some sort of peace coming. And I understand that if you're not familiar with soul contracts, I understand that if you're in the thick of it, I just heard into the thick of it. I understand that if you're in the thick of it, it's so hard to believe that. It's so hard to trust in that because your logical mind and your programmed mind and social media will fill you of the thoughts of, well, if it was, if you were supposed to be together, it wouldn't be so difficult. If this blah, 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 blah. I'm feeling feisty today. I'm not going to lie. My throat is closing completely over. So there could have been communication problems within this connection. But this card, like, there is peace coming. Look at this dove. I feel like in time, there's reconciliation coming. And Spirit's saying, make the most of this chaos and conflict. Make the most of this time for a nap. It's breathing new life and it's bringing peace to this connection where these two souls were calling to each other. Again, I'm feeling feisty today. Rest, rejuvenation, renewal, temporary non-action. Allowing new life to emerge so that the two of you, if you think about it, oh my gosh, I'm getting so many messages, but if you think about it, I feel like you and this person met each other and you were very different versions of yourself, unsure of identity, fox in reverse. And when you come back together, it's going to be like two brand new people getting to know each other again. And I feel called to tell you, like, when a reconnection happens, everything just doesn't go back to the way it was when you came together in the beginning and everything was like, remember that heat I was feeling? It takes time to reconnect because you're different people. You're not the same people anymore. Again, both of you, new life. You're both different. It's like you need to get to know each other again. So with that truth to be told on the bottom when we first started, I didn't mention it, but I should have. It feels like a door is going to open. The masks are going to come down. And you and this person are going to get to know the versions of yourselves that have this new growth, this regeneration. Does that make sense? So it does feel like there's a separation here. So it says, when it comes to matters of the heart, don't make any plans right now. It's going to be an uneventful moment in time. Don't force anything now. Allow things to flow naturally, and a beautiful renewal will take place all by itself. New life and peace. Renewal. I'm telling you. Patience is the key from your heart's desire right now. Withdraw from action and give it a rest so that your love and connection can become rejuvenated. And again, there's so much misinformation out there about a breakup is a breakup. It means it's over. And, you know, there's so much misinformation out there that it's not those people's fault. They don't understand these soul connections. They don't understand this dance that happens between two souls. This is also on page 90. So it's like, it's another confirmation for me as a reader. 9 is like hermit energy. It's about self-reflection, finding out who you are. It also reminds me of like stepping into your higher self. So right now there doesn't need to be action because there's a renewal happening. Even though two hearts are calling to each other, two souls are calling to each other. You don't have to be together in the physical world or the 3D world for this renewal and this transformation to take place. And probably if you were together in the physical world or in the 3D, it wouldn't be taking place because it would still be butting heads. Does that make sense? I just want to see new life. Growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air, renewal. New energy enters old relationships, okay? And are bursting with life. And this is towards your outcome. So remember, if you're wondering why did this happen to me, it's not that it's happening to you, it's happening for you. And remember this card, it was the first card that came out. Well, the deep knowing, two hearts are calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. This card talks about straining, breaking yourself, ups and downs, being remade in new growth. Chaos, your old selves falling away, separation, leading to a renewal. New energy being breathed into old relationships, and then peace. Where was I? For some reason, I'm on Going the Distance again. Going the Distance. Now I'm hearing that song. I mean, there's a song called Go the Distance. That's a Disney song. But I'm hearing some other song. I don't know who sings it because you know what I'm like. I'm going oh, it's Cake, Going the Distance. I like cake. I mean, literal cake. I've noticed that some of you have the same birthday as me, birthday twins. And some of you are telling me that your counterpart has the same birthday as me, which I find a little magical. Where was I? This card is a very auspicious sign with respect to love and partnerships in all forms. And that's, I say this in a lot of my readings, but I'm going to say it again. People will say, oh, twin flames, counterparts, that's just like a fairy tale that doesn't exist. Clearly, those people have never been in a connection like that because it's anything but a fairy tale. You know, that belief that relationships are supposed to be easy is a myth. It's a myth. Relationships aren't supposed to be easy. They're supposed to help you grow. And again, I say it all the time, but show me a fairy tale that's perfect. Show me a fairy tale that's easy. What would be the story if that was the case? Think about any fairy tale. Romeo and Juliet, Tangled, Cinderella, Beauty and the Beast. What others are there? I know there's more. Aladdin. Why am I only thinking of Disney movies? Ever After. Think about the true meaning of a fairy tale romance. A fairy tale romance is filled with ups and downs. A fairy tale romance is filled with conflict and chaos. A fairy tale romance is always filled with a separation. And then, of course, a happy ending, right? So anyway, anybody who says the counterpart journey is like a fairy tale is just, they don't know what they're talking about. And I always say, if you shouldn't be getting advice from, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, you can't get advice from someone on a counterpart connection or a twin flame connection if they don't know what it is and they've never experienced it. And anybody who has those negative beliefs of, oh, they're just toxic, oh, they're just a fairy tale, and oh, it's just this. Clearly, they've never experienced one. Like, honestly. And you shouldn't be listening or getting advice or letting anyone get into your head that hasn't experienced it themselves. Now, I've seen readers who have never experienced the twin flame connection, but they still channel the energy of twin flames and they respect it and they talk about it. And they're very open, saying, I've never experienced it, but this is what I know about it. Which is fine. Like, I'm not saying you can't get advice from someone like that. I'm just saying, like, it's almost like that expression, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. If you're a counterpart, you know. Like, you know what I'm talking about, if that makes any sense. All right, so there is peace coming, okay? So let's get another deck. I'm just going to do a little bit of an energy check between you and your person. Look, Hierophant on the bottom. A soul contract. Pomeranians could be symbolic. A connection meant to teach you about yourself. A connection meant for spiritual growth and evolution. Soul contract. And we have death and rebirth. A connection meant to transform you so that the old you falls away. So all those layers of programming and trauma and outdated beliefs and self-limited thoughts and all of it falls away, and you are remade in new growth. You cannot make this up. My goodness, we have Taurus and Scorpio there, if that's symbolic. April 7th, July 4th, March 3rd, February 4th, April 2nd, March 9th, September 3rd, February 3rd, March 2nd could be symbolic. Look at what's in your future outcome. Can I just point that out? Peace. Peace is coming, my friend. Freedom from attachment. Yes. Releasing unhealthy attachments. So usually in connections like this, it triggers those unhealthy attachment styles. There's so many labels. There's so many freaking labels out there. Even counterparts, that's a label, right? But it's meant to trigger those attachments that you need to heal out. Freedom from attachments. So if you are attached to the outcome here, Spirit's saying release that. Possibly this person triggered anxious attachment within you. Possibly you triggered, or maybe you triggered that in them. Maybe they triggered your avoidant attachment style, or you triggered their avoidant attachment style. Again, just more labels. But this was meant to free you from those attachments. This connection was meant to free you from the attachment to your old self and your old ways. I hope that makes sense. And look at this. In your outcome, we have renewal. We have new breath of life into this connection. And then we have peace. And it talks about two people being in true alignment with each other, like two perfectly tuned instruments playing together. And this one talked about an instrument can be tuned. It's like your two little instruments that needed tuning. Does that make sense? Why do I keep saying that? Peace will be yours. Peace in the outcome. Again, I feel very feisty today in this reading. All right, so let's see what you need to hear. Embrace. No, why did I say embrace? I just heard embrace the journey. This is the Empress. Embrace this journey. Be that divine feminine. Be that Empress. You don't need to chase this. You attract it in by making very good use of the separation. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, why do I keep saying that? We have healing begins. So there is healing here. This was a connection. Again, I'm like feeling very feisty, but look at this image. Healing begins. And you often hear me talking about seeing through the veil. This was a connection that was meant to help you both see through the veil and begin healing. That veil of self-limiting beliefs and programming and trauma and wounding and this and that. Healing begins. There's some sort of transition coming. I can feel it. Strengthening bonds. It's meant to help you. This separation was meant for you both to heal, to strengthen your bond with yourself so that you could come back together and strengthen this bond. I said, there's a renewal coming. I can feel it. Strengthening bonds. The two of you strengthening your bond with another. So surrender to non-action right now is what I'm hearing. Well, we have reach out. What did I just say? We have reach out. So again, your advice, not to reach out, your advice is to just let this unfold naturally, like that card said. But I said it when I saw that message card. It feels like there's some sort of truth coming. That hot and cold energy, for some reason, I just keep thinking about mirroring. Like if this person was being hot and cold with you in the past when you were together, if they were being that hot and cold, inconsistent, in what way were you mirroring that? And I'm not saying that to trigger you, but did you have a hot and cold relationship with the idea of this connection? Did you go back and forth with, like, when you were in separation, for example, did you go back and forth? Like 1 minute you were like, I can't do this. The next minute you were like, but that's my soulmate. Then 1 minute you were like, I want off of this journey. But then the next minute you were like, I can't let go of this person. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, reach out. There's forward movement coming. We have challenging times, blockages. Exactly what I was saying. Like conflict, butting heads. All right, so I'm just going to get a card for you. We have detach from the outcome. This is also justice, which justice also talks about soul contracts. And what did I say over here when I saw that dove? And this says release from attachment. And I specifically said, like, detach from the outcome. Release your attachment of this renewal, and focus on yourself. Again, this journey is not a fairy, like it's, I mean, I guess the description of a fairy tale that I gave, it is like a fairy tale, but this journey, and I say this all the time, it's not about union. It's not about, you may have the belief that if you could just come into union with this person, your life would be happy. If you could just come into union with this person, you would feel complete. If you could just come into union, you'd finally feel fulfilled. And that fulfillment doesn't come from outside of you, it comes from within you. A lot of people feel that way. Like, if I just get that job, if I just make more money, if I can be debt free, if I can just come into union, if I can just get married, then I'll be happy. And no, that's not it. That fulfillment comes from within. Again, I always talk nines. Everything you need is within you. It doesn't come from outside of you. So detach from the idea, and I know this is hard, but detach from the idea that union will complete you and understand this journey for what it is. It's meant to break you. It's meant to strain you. It's meant because you're going through a regeneration. You're becoming your higher self. And I hear it all the time, like, this sounds like a joke, and why would I want that? And love shouldn't have to be like this. And if that's your belief, that's your belief. But for me, someone on this journey, I would do this journey lifetime after lifetime after lifetime now that I know what it's about. And I see how much I've changed, and I see the gift in it, which is coming home to myself. So I would choose it in every lifetime. Yes, I used to be that person who was like, this is just too much. Love shouldn't have to be this way. It shouldn't feel like this. It shouldn't be so challenging. At one point, I wanted off the journey myself. But I realized the journey wasn't about union. It was about coming home to myself. And again, I have no regrets on this journey, because I know the change that has happened to me. I've been unhealed and happy my entire life. I am at the best. I still have a long way to go in my own journey, because healing is a lifelong journey. But I've never been as happy and as confident and as healed as I am right in this moment. And that's what this journey is about. I hope that makes sense. So try and detach from the outcome is what I'm hearing. You could be feeling very alone right now. It is a lonely journey. I hear that from so many people. They feel so alone. It is an incredibly lonely journey. My favorite reader says, this journey, 5% of the population. The other 85% are in that programmed self-limiting beliefs behind the veil, not seeing through the veil. It is a lonely journey. And that's why it's also important, if you go into my comment section, you will see so many people on this journey who feel alone. You can interact with them. I love interacting with the people in my comment section. The best thing I ever did was last year I made a friend on this journey who understands this journey. That's the best thing I ever did. I have chills talking about this. It is a lonely journey. And that's why I do this, because you're not alone. I'm here with you. You're not alone. There are other people experiencing this. There are other people experiencing the ups and downs. Anyway, this reading is intense. Let's see your energy, your current energy. Well, we have Lovers, which I'm not surprised. And we have Hanged Man energy. So I'm going to take this, I'll talk about the Lovers in both ways, but if you look at this, it's ever so slightly in the upright because it's kind of pointing more up. So I'm going to take it in the upright. But it feels like I'm going to talk about both because there could be two different collectives watching this. So for some of you, I feel for a lot of you, you are surrendering to this journey because you've probably been watching me for a few minutes. And I don't just mean this reading, but I feel like a lot of you are seeing this for what it is. And you are truly like, I feel like this Lovers card, I'm hearing a lot about self-love, if I'm being honest. And I feel like you're surrendering to this Hanged Man energy. So it does truly feel like you're surrendering to this journey. You're surrendering to coming into union with yourself. You have a new perspective about this journey. You're feeling more enlightened. Enlightenment, like awakening. It does feel like you're kind of, you're not taking action towards this, which I know can be very hard. So I'm very proud of you. I feel like you are trying to detach from the outcome and you're focused on yourself. But if you look at this card, this is exactly what I mean. Two souls calling to each other. And when you came together, you planted a little pentacle down here. And through separation, which Aso Tarot always says separate, she hates using the term separation because separation isn't real. It's an illusion. And I hear that a lot too. And that's what I meant. You may not be connected with this person in the 3D, but energetically you're connected. And you can see like two souls calling to each other to begin an alchemical process. You are remade in new growth. So your current energy, you are growing. You are evolving. You're surrendering. You're coming into enlightenment. And look at this. Your person is as well, I believe. It does feel like your energy, you could be very focused on self-love because in some decks, the Lovers, like specifically, I want to show you something. Specifically this deck, if I can find it. There's two Lovers cards in this deck. That's the first one. So this one is about the love between two people, a divine love connection. And look at the little foxes. So maybe you asked for a sign and a fox was your sign. And then there's a second Lovers card in this deck, which I absolutely love. If I can find it. Where are you, little mousey? Look at this, the devil. The two foxes are separated in this image. Anyway. Where are you? Little mousey. Did I say fox? I meant mouse. Where are you, little mousey? Interesting. There's two devil cards and two Lovers cards. It's probably like right on the top. There it is. So I just want to talk about the Lovers card for a minute because yes, it does talk about a divine love connection. I've heard other readers say that a lot of people reject Lovers energy because it's not just about loving the other person. It's about you growing and evolving and learning how to like embody self-love. So this is the second Lovers card. And this Lovers card to me is more about self-love. So I feel like right now you're really focused on you're surrendering to this journey. You're surrendering to this Lovers connection, this divine connection. And you're working on your self-love is what I'm hearing. Heavy Gemini energy. Well, I mean, I just pulled out two other Lovers cards. So of course, heavy Gemini energy. But I feel like in separation, in this Hanged Man energy, you still feel connected to this person and there's a reason. And society will tell you, oh, that's just limerence. Oh, you're just trauma bonded. Oh, you're just crazy. Oh, you're just delusional. Oh, you're just desperate. Oh, you're just this. Blah, 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 blah. Like, they don't know. They've never experienced it. It's not their fault. They've just never experienced it. But for those of you who don't feel this way, let me just touch base on the Lovers in reverse. You could be feeling very... I don't know how many of you are actually feeling this way though, but the way that it was crossing, I just want to mention it. Disharmony, imbalance, conflict, detachment, bad choices, indecision. So again, for some of you, remember I said that hot and cold energy, you could be indecisive about if you actually want this. And I'll just remind you, you don't have to, if you don't want to pursue this connection in this lifetime, you have free will, you don't have to. Again, I've been there. I've been in that indecision. I've been on that, like, I'm going to jump off this train because I'm done with it. But I kept going, and I have no regrets about that, because the gift in this has been coming home to myself, which, and I know you've heard me mention it before, I was afraid that I would go my entire life and never knew what it meant, or never knew what it felt like to actually like myself. Like I used to, now I love myself, but I used to have a hard time even liking myself because I was so unsure of who I was. Foxy in reverse. So for some of you, you could be in this indecision. Like, do you actually want this? You could have that thought, love shouldn't have to be this hard. Anyway, definitely, you know, separation is what I'm hearing. All right. Didn't I say embrace? Remember when I saw the Empress and I said, embrace? Look, embrace. So I think for a lot of you, look at all these major arcanas for you. I feel like a lot of you are embracing this journey and you're seeing it for what it is. It's about you. And I love that for you. I love that for you. All right, let's see your person's energy. What is their person's energy? Well, look at that. That is amazing. That is amazing. This person is currently confronting themselves. They're confronting their own shadows. They are trusting in their intuition. Look, 6 of Cups. This is amazing. And that's why in the beginning, that truth be told, that message, there's something coming here. Because this person is getting ready to confront you. But I think that this is more about them confronting their old shadows. I think that this person is currently confronting childhood wounding. 6 of Cups, confront. They're learning how to love their inner child. They're learning how to heal their inner child. 3 of Swords in reverse. Reconciliation. Wanting to make amends. They're coming out of isolation. Sadness and isolation. Look at this. They're coming out of that. They're waking up. As you surrender and enlighten, or whatever the right terminology is, they're coming out of sadness and isolation. They're wanting to make amends. They're wanting to heal this. This, I just heard this is bananas, but I don't know why I heard that. All right, I want to get a connecting energy. Look, Temperance. So you're both being patient right now, but look at this imagery. You're both working together, even though you're not together in the 3D. Temperance, you're both coming into balance here. And remember their energy, 6 of Cups, healing, wanting this reconciliation. We have Detach. Justice. Things coming into balance. Both of these cards talk about balance. So you're both detaching from old versions of yourself. You're both detaching from unhealthy attachments. You're both releasing the need to control this. You're both changing your focus. This is lovely. All right. And again, temperance, you can see this. You're both working. I'm hearing you're energetically working in tandem with each other. You're both healing. You're both coming into balance. You're both balancing your feminine and masculine energies. Beautiful. So now I want to get you tarot, and I think I should probably just use that deck I was just poking at. We've got Ace of Cups on the bottom, Renewal. So I'm just going to stick those Lovers cards back in. All right, let's shuffle. We've got the Devil, detaching from unhealthy attachments. Detaching from your shadows. Could be Capricorn energy. So we have Gemini. Why can't I think? Sagittarius, Libra, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We have the Knight of Pentacles. It's slow moving. It is a long journey. I say it time and time again. When I started on this journey, I thought that I don't have to follow the rules. It won't take me years. I can will it to work. I can force it to work. I can control the outcome. When I first started my journey and I was hearing readers say, separations last for like 9 months or a couple of years, or it can take years to come into union. I was such an impatient person. I was like, nope, not for me. Anyway. We have Judgment, Awakening. Look at that mirror. You're both mirroring right now. And Judgment is about self-evaluation. We have the High Priestess. Trust your inner knowing. You're both, and High Priestess, I feel like you're both quiet right now. But the High Priestess also, for me, I connect with that card as seeing through, breaking that programming. All right. We have the Star, Hope and Healing. And in this deck, the Star, let me just show it to you. I did a reading yesterday that I didn't want to post it, but maybe I should post it. It kind of was like all over the place. Maybe I should post it. But look at this, healing, breaking free from attachments, breaking the chains that have kept you stuck and in low vibrational energy, breaking the chains that have kept you in your wounding. Anyway, healing. This connection was meant to help you both heal. And that to me is one of the greatest gifs. That to me, I just heard Jiffy Pop, but anyway, that is one of the greatest gifts. That is the gift to me on this journey, is it's allowed me to finally heal. Like, I come from a very wounded background. I come from a very wounded line of people. And in healing myself, that's the gift in this for me, is that I'm healing myself. And by healing myself, I am not passing those traumas on to my children, although sadly, my children already inherited my trauma through birth. And I talk about that rat experiment all the time, about how trauma gets passed down from generation to generation. I'll just quickly describe it. They put rats in an enclosure like this with walls all around, and then they left a tiny opening. And every time one of those rats tried to escape this box, they would shock that rat. They did it until all of the rats realized that by going through that door, they would be shocked, they would be hurt. So they learned to live within that box. They learned to live, like, play small and not go through that hole. Then they took those rats and they impregnated them. And then the babies of those rats, they put in a similar enclosure with a opening, just like they did to the mother rats. And even though those baby rats had never been in that enclosure, they'd never experienced what it felt like to go across that invisible fence and be shocked, not one of those baby rats went through the opening. Not one. Because they inherited the trauma that their mothers got from going through that shock that they would get, that electric shock, that pain. So it was already in them. That trauma was already ingrained in them. Does that make sense? And I can see that in my own children. I can see that they have trauma responses that are very similar and connected to the trauma I went through as a child, even though they've never been through trauma. And that's, again, the gift in this journey is I'm healing my trauma so that they don't pass it on to their children. And maybe some of it still will be passed on because they inherited some of mine. But that's how, when we hear people talking about breaking cycles, that's what that is. I know my children, when they have children, if they have children, they won't be passing down that same trauma. Does that make sense? Oh my gosh, this reading is crazy. And that's the gift in it to me. Like, I'm giving my children a gift. I'm giving their, like, future generations the gift of healing. I made a vow with myself. It stops here. I'm the only cycle breaker in my family. It stops here. Anyway. So, healing on the bottom, and look at that. We have surprise. And I feel like this person, like, maybe it's been surprising for you how much healing you've been through on this journey, when at one point you thought it was all about being with your person. And the fact that there's been this immense healing has been a surprise to you. But I honestly feel with this energy that your person is going to surprise you with their own healing and the healing they've been through. 8 of Pentacles, commitment, dedication. 4 of Swords, release from isolation. That's what I was feeling. Like, this person is going to come forward and it's going to surprise you. And again, new life will be breathed into this old connection. All right. Oh my gosh. You know, I hear it all the time. Why don't you stop blah, blah, blahing? Well, because that's part of the journey. Like, I'm going to keep blah, blah, blahing because that's what I do. All right. So where do I even want to begin? I just heard, where do we go from here? Where do I even want to begin? Let's just look at your energy first. We'll just do like a you and them. We have 5 of Wands, conflict, 10 of Pentacles. So that's interesting because you could have a lot of, I was just talking about family trauma and breaking cycles. So I also saw challenging times ahead in this deck, but you could be breaking your own generational cycles is what I'm hearing. I'm going to confirm that because that feels a little off to me. Like maybe what I'm picking up on is a bit of inner conflict. Like you're really battling with yourself right now. I feel like, you know, maybe you're having conflict at work or conflict in your pentacle world or conflict with your family or inner conflict. I need to clarify that. Let's clarify that. Because I almost wanted to say, like I was almost feeling the reversal of that card, the end of conflict. But again, for some of you, you could still be conflicted inwardly. We have discovery on the bottom. So you're discovering healing right now. You're discovering the gift in this journey is what I'm hearing. And listen, yes, that's what I was hearing. So I'm going to flip this around. That's exactly what I was hearing. That felt very off to me. We have the Ace of Cups, renewal, self-love. We have 10 of Swords in reverse, learning lessons, releasing pain, learning from the past. Beautiful energy. And with these two cards with the Five of Wands, that Five of Wands talks about the end of conflict. So again, you're learning very important lessons right now. There's a lot of healing. 10 of Swords in reverse, so much healing. And Ace of Cups, self-love. And again, for some of you, like because this is a collective reading, sure, there could be a lot of, there could be inner conflict right now within you about this connection. And maybe that's why you were drawn to this message, so that you could hear these messages. But that, my friend, love it. 10 of Swords in reverse. And 10 of Swords in reverse talks about reconciliation. So I want to say that Five of Wands, it's like the end of inner conflict. It's the end of conflict. End of conflict, cooperation, agreements, truces, harmony, peace, avoiding conflict. A period of heightened stress is coming to an end. The fact that I confirmed it with the 10 of Swords in reverse and the Ace of Cups is showing me that it is coming to an end. Your inner conflict, the stress you feel, it's dissipating. And you're healing. That's beautiful. Love it. Let's look at your person. We also have discovery and judgment. So for some of you, you could be going through an awakening. It does look to me like you're spending a lot of time on your healing and you're spending a lot of time on self-reflection. All right, so let's see your person's energy. Show me their person's energy. We have the Four of Wands. And the Star, healing. Yes. They're going to surprise you with this. I know it. This is someone working on their own stability right now. Four of Wands. They're working on their, maybe your person wears, somebody just walked by wearing like a very reflective yellow, green, like workman coat. So maybe that's symbolic for someone, but they're working on their own stability right now. They're creating a stable foundation. They are healing. I love this. I love this. Four of Wands, you know, coming into union with themselves is what I'm hearing. Coming home to themselves, the real them. Aquarius energy there. Let's get your person one more. I feel like they want to come home. I feel like they want to come home. 10 of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles. So this person could be, first of all, I do feel like they hold on very tightly to you energetically, and maybe they're trying to detach from that. That doesn't mean letting you go or forgetting about you. But clearly this person, you know, still feels connected to you. But the fact that we have 10 of Pentacles and the 4 of Pentacles, this person could be going through something financially. Or maybe, like, if they're not going through, like, if this is someone who wants to come home to you, but they don't feel like they have the finances, which again, I don't think you care about money. A lot of people on this journey don't give a crap about money. But to them, if they want to be that King of Pentacles and protect and provide, and they don't have enough money, that can affect their confidence coming towards you and taking action. But for some of you, I feel like they're turning this around because we also have the 10 of Pentacles. Your person could still be feeling a little insecure as well. We have 2 4s here, which talk about stability and structure and foundations. So clearly they're working on their foundations right now. And clearly 4 of Pentacles, they have not let you go. I'm thinking of the Panda deck that I use where the 4 of Pentacles, there's like a red thread going through the pentacles. So clearly they haven't, you know, let you go. All right, let's see connecting energy. Connecting energy. We have Page of Swords, gathering more information, both learning about yourselves. Somebody here could be a student, but you're both getting more information. You're both learning about yourselves. You both want to talk. Page of Swords. It's like you both want to have a conversation. But it does really feel like you're learning more about yourselves. You're gathering more information. You're learning new things. For some of you, maybe there is like a little bit of communication here with the Page of Swords, but it almost feels like someone's getting ready to say something. I just want to confirm that connecting energy. Connecting energy. Oh my gosh, that is so insane to me because that was on the bottom. And I mentioned inner healing, 10 of Cups. I mentioned inner healing. And then, I don't know if you saw that, but it was on the bottom of the deck. And then I shuffled and nothing came out. So I did this to the deck and then I shuffled again and the 10 of Cups came out again. So clearly Spirit wanted me to talk about the 10 of Cups. But this is amazing because remember that little rant I went on or download I went on about cannabis could be symbolic, but there's miracles happening here. 10 of Cups, you're both focused, to me, you're both focused on fulfillment right now. And remember that download I got about how a lot of people believe that fulfillment will come when they achieve this, when they get that, when they get this, when they get that, when they get married, when they get that job, when they're debt-free. They feel like that's when they'll finally be happy. But that's not where happiness comes from. It comes from fulfillment comes from within, is what I'm hearing. So I feel like connecting energy, you're both learning what fulfills you. You're both learning what makes you happy. You're both learning what's important to you. And it's my belief that love is the most important thing. Yes, we live in a world where we need money to survive. Times are rough right now. But when it comes down to it, to me, love is the most important thing. It reminds me of a movie, You Can't Take It With You. In that movie, it has like Jimmy Stewart in it. A lot of the actors and actresses from It's a Wonderful Life. It's a great movie. It's old, so if you're not into old movies, you wouldn't like it. I used to watch really old movies. I'm an old soul. But in that movie, the point of the movie is you can't take it with you. You can't take your fancy house with you when you go. You can't take your money. You can't take your fancy car. You can't take your belongings. But what you can take with you into the next lifetime is the love that you experienced in this lifetime. Anyway, this reading is so intense. I almost didn't do this reading. So I feel like right now, I don't think that you and this person are like happy family right now because clearly there's a separation. And a lot of people, again, see the 10 of Cups and they think happily ever after, happy life, children, happy family. And yes, it can mean those things, but right now you're learning about what makes you both fulfilled in your own energies. And I talk about it all the time. I see people all the time who will get into a new relationship and they'll say, I finally know what it feels like to feel loved. And I'm talking about people I've seen on like reality shows that I watch, not like I'm not, this is not about my comment section or anything like that. But I see it all the time. They're like, I finally know what it feels like to feel loved. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for that fulfillment, but they're looking for it from outside of them. So it doesn't matter when two people come together, you can feel like you fulfill each other and you're happy. But if you're not in true alignment with yourself and fulfilled in your own energy, that fulfillment will diminish. Does that make sense? It won't last. So I think right now you're both like coming into your own sense of fulfillment in your own ways. And again, to me, that comes through healing and love and self-love. And when two people come together who are fulfilled in their own energy and who have self-love and are not looking for it from outside of themselves, man, oh man, what a beautiful connection that will be. I just heard the song that if all the raindrops were lemon drops and gumdrops, oh, what a world it would be. I don't know why I heard that. So let's talk about the 10 of Cups. Happiness, homecomings, fulfillment, emotional stability, security, emotional stability and security in your own energies. That's what you're both learning to embody right now. Page of Swords. Beautiful. And that, maybe you ask to see a rainbow. There's a rainbow. But look at this house. Like, there's holes in that tub. Like, seriously, just stay with me for a minute. There's holes in that tub. There's weeds growing everywhere. Again, cannabis could be symbolic. That looks like a weed leaf to me. There's a mess on the counter. There's a leaky faucet. And look at this duck with her babies. She knows that's where fulfillment is. Does that make sense? So again, I feel like right now, I had that download for a reason. I feel like you're both learning that fulfillment doesn't come from outside of you. It comes from within you. And again, that's a powerful place to be. Because when two people who are emotionally stable and fulfilled come together, it's like fireworks, is what I'm hearing. Oh my gosh, this reading. Page of Cups, new perspectives. 9 of Swords, alleviating stress. You both want to talk to each other, I feel. All right. Let's see how you're feeling about them. How are you feeling about them? And I don't know if you, King of Wands, look at lots of passion. Clearly you feel a spiritual connection with this person. They could be a fire sign, but look at all these swords. I know you can't see it very well, but look at all of these swords and then the butterflies. You're transforming your lessons is what I'm hearing. Anyway, for how you feel about this person, clearly you feel a spiritual connection with them. Clearly you feel attracted to them. You feel passionate about them. But I also feel like you want this person, look, 5 of Cups in reverse. I feel like you want this person to heal and then to take control of this situation and to take action towards you. Side note, in the past, I'm feeling called to mention it. In the past, King of Wands in reverse, you could have felt like this person was, you know, very self-focused, maybe a little bit self-absorbed, maybe prioritized other things over you, because there's a lot of balance here. So there's a lot of energy of balance. But this is also making me think of that Lovers card, the foxes in the Lovers card. So I feel like you do want this person to take control of their own life so that they can, you know, I feel like you want this person to take action towards you. And it's okay to feel that way, is what I'm hearing. I do feel 5 of Cups in reverse, like you have healed whatever happened between you in the past. You're learning how to heal that and forgive that and release resentment. I don't feel like you've moved on from this person. Look at that candle. I feel like for a lot of you, you do believe this is your counterpart, twin flame, whatever you want to label it. Clearly a candle still burns for them here. All right, let's see how they're feeling about you. And I always get more cards for how they're feeling about you. I don't know why I do that, but I just do. So how are they feeling about you? Dramatic much? Dramatic much? Oh my gosh. That was so dramatic. You couldn't see it because it was off camera, but it was like, it did like 5 flips in the air. The Lovers. So they do feel this divine connection with you. They do feel an immense amount of love towards you. They feel connected to you energetically, even when you're not there. I feel like maybe you, like for how this person feels about you, they could feel like you're very focused on self-love right now. They could also feel like you helped them learn how to love themselves or reflect about themselves. And we've got the Devil on the bottom, which to me, when I see the Devils and the Lover, the Devils and the Lovers together, that is one intense connection. They have intense feelings for you. And maybe for a while they thought it was just lust, is what I'm hearing. But they feel connected to you. And maybe you help them realize some of their own shadows with that Devil card. Maybe you help them become more self-aware. I'm going to confirm that. They could be obsessively watching you too, just side note. Let's get another one for how they're feeling about you, the Lovers. Beautiful. I feel like they feel this soul bond with you even if they don't know what it is. How is this person feeling about you? We have discovery. I feel like you've helped them discover themselves. For how they feel about you, they are discovering healing. It's beautiful. And we have judgment for how they feel about you. So they do want a renewal here. And again, maybe you look at the crack in this mirror. So maybe you really change this person's perception. I do feel like this is powerful energy. Again, I feel like you've awakened them. The Judgment card. They definitely want a renewal. Oh my gosh. And then Ace of Swords, clarity, breakthrough moment. They want to talk, which again, I was seeing that with the Truth and the Message. This is very like breakthrough awakening energy. I feel like you woke this person up, whether I don't know if your person knows what a soul connection is, but I think they definitely feel it. Even if they don't understand it. Temperance on the bottom. So there could have been something off balance within this connection, but they're also I feel like they're being patient about coming towards you. Sagittarius energy. Temperance is like balance and harmony, but it's also patient. It's like you can't rush love. So they know they can't rush this. All right, let's look at their intentions. What are their intentions towards you? Those came out very quick. 3 of Cups. That is a reunion energy. As myself as a reader, I hear lots of readers say, reunion. I don't see it as a love reunion. I see it more as a reconnection. But their intentions are to reunite with you. 3 of Cups. Maybe to reach out in a social way. Or reach out on your birthday. 3 of Cups. I'm not saying they're not going to come in. I'm not saying their intentions aren't love. Please don't misunderstand me. But right now their intentions are to just reconnect with you and reunite with you. Again, they may... Whoa! 8 of Wands. Okay, that's exactly what I was hearing. That's communication. That's forward movement. That's progression. That's rapid change, rapid growth. So their intentions could be to reach out to you on your birthday, or their intentions could be, I just heard they're going to use your birthday as an excuse to say hello, but their intentions are to reconnect with you, to reach out, maybe even just socially, be like, oh, how are you doing? I was thinking about you. I feel like they're trying to get their foot in the door, if I'm being honest. I think you deserve more than just a foot in the door. I think you deserve, some clarity and some communication, which Eight of Wands is communication. It's also the second fastest moving card in the deck. What do I know? The Three of Cups, the Three of Cups at the bottom of this page says an engagement is also possible. So what the heck do I know? But anyway, that's their intentions, to come in out of the cold. They do have a lot they want to say to you. And I always see Three of Cups as energetic flow. So I talk about it all the time. If a connection between two people, if you're not both giving and receiving, and only one person is giving and one person is taking, it blocks that energetic flow, and it creates tension and arguments and resentment and tower moments. So I do feel like this person's intentions are to create like an energetic flow between you, balance. But communication, which I felt that from the moment I started talking in this reading. All right. Let's see what action they're going to take. You came out so quick. We have the Four of Swords in reverse. What did I say? Release from isolation. Reigniting passions. Coming out of isolation. Coming out of their hermit hole. Making contact. Four of Swords in reverse for actions. Yes. And we have Queen of Wands in the bottom. So Queen of Wands, King of Wands, you've got a counterpart pair there. And Queen of Wands in love, it is about confidence. They're having the confidence to come out of isolation, but it's also about openness. So did you guys just see my plant move? I freaking love that plant. I know you can't see it in readings, but during my readings, if you like scroll, you'll see it starts up, and during the day it goes down because it's a praying plant. And sometimes it randomly moves, like it randomly did you just see that? Rewind it and watch it. It just flinched. Anyway, I love you, plant. I love you. But Queen of Wands is about being open. So they're releasing themselves from isolation. They're coming out of, I'm seeing the Bear card in that animal deck. They're coming out of a spiritual slumber. They're coming out of isolation. They're coming out of silence to reignite passions and to be open with you. Let's just ask about this communication here. Can we confirm this? Yeah, Knight of Cups. They're following their intuition. The Empress. You do not have to do anything. You're attracting this in. But they're following their intuition here. The Knight of Cups, I always say, the Knight of Cups follows their intuition, even if it doesn't make logical sense. They're coming in with some sort of love offer, Knight of Cups. This person could be younger than you. But to me, the Knight of Cups also talks about rekindling a relationship. So they do want to rekindle something with you here. The Empress on the bottom. All right, what is your advice? What is your advice? What should you focus on right now? I just heard keep doing what you're doing. The Hierophant, focus on your spiritual growth. Focus on, for some of you, your spiritual mission. The Hierophant talks about being a mentor to others. But focus on your spiritual growth. Focus on your spiritual journey. Focus on the journey, not the destination, is what I'm hearing. This is coming to you. We have the Queen of Wands, but it came out in reverse. But I never take advice in reverse. So I will mention it in reverse, but the Queen of Wands is about confidence. So the fact that it came out in reverse, Spirit's saying don't lose confidence. Spirit's also saying to focus on yourself, continue glowing up, because when you heal, you glow from the inside out. Focus on your creativity. Your advice, like the Hierophant and the fact that the King of Wands is right underneath this Queen of Wands, is telling me, like, if you've been doubting if this is a spiritual connection, it is. I just shook the camera when I said that. I feel so passionate right now. Focus on your blessings. Focus on what brings you abundance. And again, most of you I know, like awakened people, they know it's not money. But focus on your abundant life. Focus on your own vibrancy. Focus on what brings you happiness. Focus on your confidence. Focus on your healing. Focus on your connection to Spirit, Queen of Wands. And again, if you like the advice that I'm hearing, the fact that I know the King of Wands is right underneath this card, and we've got the Hierophant. Spirit's advice is like, yes, your inner knowing is correct. This is a soul contract. And I know I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Queen of Wands, very creative. So focus on your creative endeavors right now. Focus on putting your energy into your creations. What are you trying to create? Is it art? Do you sing? Do you like tarot? Focus on your connection to Spirit and focus on your creativity. And again, broken record. But if you are on this journey, you have a mission yourself. So focus on your mission. And your mission, Queen of Wands, the Hierophant, could be being a light worker, leading others. I know I mention it in every reading, but I know it's working. I know it's working because I see all of you. I see all of you who are working on your own channels. I see you. So I know it's working. All right. I just want to look at what's blocking this connection. What is currently blocking this connection? So typically, if you're learning tarot, what I learned, and tarot's different to every reader. It's an intuitive art form is what I'm hearing. But anyway, so typically when I ask for advice, I take the positive meaning of the card. What can you do to turn that energy around? Or I'll take it in the upright. And when you look at blockages, you look at the negative one, okay? But anyway, let's look at what's blocking this connection currently. You came out so fast. We have Queen of Cups. So for some of you, you could have been an overgiver. Queen of Cups, again, someone here could have been putting in more effort than the other person, and that doesn't work energetically. And that's how energy works. I'm talking about energy. You could have, someone here could have people-pleasing tendencies, Queen of Cups in reverse. Also, not listening to your own intuition. Queen of Cups, very intuitive, very psychic. So what could have been blocking this connection is a disconnect from the intuition, is what I'm hearing. And we have Temperance. What was I just saying about balance and energy and overgiving? A blockage here is definitely an imbalance of energy. And maybe overthinking and listen to my dogs right now. So self-limited beliefs, ego thoughts, overthinking, negative mindsets, those drown out your intuition. Thanks, dogs. Thanks for that message. You can stop now. But that's exactly what I was saying. I was feeling an imbalance. So what's blocking this connection right now? Maybe there needs to be more patience. Maybe you're not being patient. Maybe your person's not being patient. I don't know. Someone could be lacking patience in this journey. Again, there could be a lot of overthinking that's blocking your intuition. And guess what? These people who talk about, if you're broken up, that means the relationship wasn't meant to be. Guess what happens when you break up and you're in separation? And this goes for anything that you pull your energy back from. When you're in that chaos and conflict and you have all those thoughts and you're overthinking and you're reacting and this and that, you cannot hear your intuition. Because guess what? Anxiety screams and your intuition whispers. And do you know how you can listen to your intuition? to retreat into Four of Swords energy, to be still, to be quiet, to be centered. That's when you hear your intuition, because your intuition whispers. My passion in this reading is just blah. So anyway, I was hearing it, blockages for this connection, and I'll say it, you could have been a people pleaser, you could have been an overgiver, putting in more effort than partner. Temperance, that was the Queen of Cups. Insecurity. Insecurity can harm a relationship for sure. Giving too much. Dependence. Not listening to your intuition. And then it aligns perfectly with temperance, because listen to this for a blockage. Imbalance. I already know it. I don't even have to look at this silly little book. Impatience. Temperance in reverse. That blocking it. Imbalance of energy. So clearly there was an imbalance of energy between the two of you. Something is out of balance and maybe causing stress and anxiety. An imbalance of love. One of the blockages could have been an imbalance of love, but it also says work, love, life imbalance. So I don't know if that was you. I feel like you were giving, Queen of Cups. I can't help but think that's you, because a lot of people on this journey, a lot of feminines, and I'm not talking about gender, on this journey, they were the overgiver. They were the one prioritizing love. And the person they're connected to in this circumstance, work, love in balance. So whoever you were dealing with, remember I said it with the King of Wands, I was hearing it. This could have been someone who was very focused on their hobbies, what they wanted to do, their job. That was a blockage here. They could have had an imbalance between their personal life and love, or their work life and love. Does that make sense? So I don't feel like I need to repeat myself again. But again, blockages, impatience. So maybe you're being impatient about this coming in. Jumping to conclusions, hastiness, imbalance of energy, imbalance of work and love. Oh my goodness. All right. You know, just side note, because I resonate with this energy, I have to mention something here. We've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Swords, and I just need to mention this, and I don't know who's going to resonate with it, but there's a reason I looked under that card. For what's blocking this connection, you could be very different. And what I mean by that is you could be dealing with someone who's very analytical and very logical, and you could be very like intuitive and feelings based. Do you know what I mean? I don't know who that's going to resonate with, but I wanted to mention it because that's definitely something that I've come across, being someone who is very feelings based and intuitive and emotional. All right. Also, King of Swords in reverse, you could have been dealing with someone who, there's lots of different readers have different meanings for the King of Swords in reverse. One, I'm hearing maybe they didn't like taking accountability, but there's another meaning to the King of Swords in reverse, which is like a very relaxed view on love. So like maybe this person just wanted to be like super spontaneous and they didn't see themselves committing and they just wanted to take it as it came. And do you know what I mean? Anyway. All right. Let's look at the future of this connection. Future of this connection. Goodbye. That card just fell to the ground. Well, on the bottom of the deck, oh my goodness. Hang on. I gotta get that card that fell on the bottom or on the floor. Oh, this is beautiful. You have Two of Pentacles and Two of Cups. So your outcome, again, beautiful. I've spent all this time talking about an imbalance of energy, and the Two of Pentacles talks about finding that balance. It talks about balancing work and love. It talks about consistency. It talks about Again, balance. I don't know how else to put it. I think that's some kind of prayer plant too. Isn't that interesting? Not the same one, but I used to have a plant like that. And 2 of Cups. So you have 2, 2, and 2s. 2 is about coming into alignment. 2, 2, stable, disciplined, determined, resourceful, building foundations. Yes. Outcome energy. 2, 2. 2 of Cups. Reunion. Coming back together. Engaging in an open and honest, heartfelt conversation. Reciprocating energy. Look at the little bird offering that bird a berry. And we've got the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom. And 2 and 2 and 1 equal 5. And to me, I'm hearing positive changes. So I like that. Balancing resources. Adaptation, resourcefulness, flexibility. The 2s are all about relationships, balance, and harmony. Balancing love, work, family, adapting to changes in love. That's your outcome. And then 2 of Cups. I never look at the 2 of Cups. Unity, partnership, attraction, connection, close bonds, joining forces, mutual respect. It signifies harmony in relationships and open communication. The symbol of this card is 2 hearts, indicating that you are in a special union that feels fulfilling and mutually beneficial. Mutually beneficial relationship, working together as a team. 2 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles, new beginning, new chapter. Yes. And we have the 4 of Cups in reverse. And the 4 of Cups talks about being active in love. So you're both going to be active within this connection. It talks about awareness, honesty. Beautiful. Love it. I don't even know what to get you now. This reading is our... Let's see how long it's been. Like I said, I never pay attention. Oh dear. Well, it's 1 hour and 41 minutes so far. That could be symbolic. Look up 141 angel number. See what it means. What do I want to get for you? I'm going to get these. I love these. This feels like such a nice reading. I want to get these. Cupid says, it still hurts. So some of you, your person could still be hurting, could still be healing. We have, look at this, reflection. Who am I? Who am I? So again, this connection was meant to teach you who you were. It's going to take time. I just saw that card. So let's get a few message cards for you. So what do you need to, or what does your person want to say, or what does spirit want to say, or your higher self? And you can take them as they resonate. Spirit will tell me if it's like, usually spirit tells me if it's from them or from your person or from you. So let's just see. But you can take them however. You're an intuitive being, Queen of Cups. You, the Empress, you, the High Priestess. So you'll know what these messages mean. I love you more. Heal yourself first. Yes. That's, yes. It's about healing yourself first. I love you more. Can I just do something? Hang on. What am I going to do here? I'm going to take this card, and I'm going to take this card, and I'm going to take this Heal Yourself for the cover photo. So I love you more. And maybe this is what I mean. Okay, listen to this. You could have loved this person more than you loved yourself because you were lacking self-love. So you could have loved them more than you even loved yourself. And that right there, I had to learn that lesson. That's like a little red flag within you. You shouldn't be loving anyone more than yourself. Your self-love should come first. Does that make sense? Maybe somebody walks with a cane. There's somebody walking by with a cane. No, don't go on. Gosh darn it. We have don't give up on us. They all went on the floor. They're so far away. We need to talk. We need to talk. Actually, I'm going to take that one. Sometimes it's about letting go. And that's exactly what I was talking about. Hang on. I just got to pick something up. Hang on. If I pause it, it'll take me forever to stitch the video together. So can you just do me a solid and be patient for one moment? I just knocked over a deck. Hang on. I still need to clean up my space. I mean, my space is pretty organized, but I want to make it better. Thank you for waiting. So on the bottom, we have, I support your decision no matter what. Which I feel like could be both of your energies. Like, you could truly be detaching from this. And not in like a, I'm detaching and I'll never talk to you again. That's not what I'm talking about. You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the song, I Hope You're Happy. And my favorite line in that song is, I remember, it talks about, I remember everything and I want you to be happy even if it's not with me. And to me, that's an act of unconditional love. You know, like, I support your decision no matter what. Like, either way, I want you to be happy. Anyway, I'm so excited about our future. It still hurts. For the rest of my life. Take a moment to breathe. Remember that breathe card. So letting go and breathing definitely speaks of separation there. I support your decision no matter what. I do. Maybe your name is Ross. I do. Keep your head up and look forward. So keep moving. I trust you and I miss you. All right. So my friends, my beautiful friends, I'm going to not leave it there. I know it sounded like I was saying goodbye. I almost did. And then Spirit told me to get surrender cards. So I'm going to get surrender cards. Surrender to your addictions. And addictions don't just have to be substances. They can be like codependency, unhealthy attachments. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude, be of service to others, and come from your heart. A big ego will work against you, but humility will further your goals. So maybe somebody here, both of you, needed to surrender your ego. And maybe your ego was manifesting in very different ways. Your ego could have been self-limiting beliefs and overthinking, for example. We have surrender to the wisdom of your body. Listen to your body's messages. Trust that inner knowing. All right. Surrender to spirit. Once you've done everything you can to achieve a goal, turn the situation over to the divine. Let spirit work its magic for you. All right. So what do you need to surrender? What does your person need to surrender? Let's have a look. What needs to be surrendered? So this could have been, unhealthy at one point, and maybe you had to let go. Because we have surrender unhealthy relationships. That can also be for you or your person in your physical world with other people. Surrender unhealthy relationships. Let go of relationships that don't serve you, including unavailable or toxic people. You deserve to be treasured by others and be surrounded by positive people. So at some point, this connection, and I could see it with chaos and conflict, could have become unhealthy or unstable. This person could have been emotionally unavailable. And that's the power of surrender. Surrender fear. Let go of the fearful stories you are telling yourself. Stay in the moment, focus on solutions, and celebrate. Avery could be symbolic. I just said Avery. Celebrate every baby step forward. Surrender to receiving support and love. Allow the love and support of others in rather than trying to handle everything yourself. This can take the pressure off and simultaneously nurture you. Surrender to effortlessness. Stop pushing so hard. The art of living means going with the flow instead of trying to force the river. Surrender to your power. Life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Lightworkers, I'm looking at you with that one. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of everyday moments and sense the awe and wonder of all in life. This attitude will help keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Wow, I just added a whole bunch of words that weren't even there. But anyway, this attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. So now I'm going to go, my friends, but I'm sending you lots of love and light. Thank you for spending this time with me. Thank you for thanks for being you. And I love you all. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.